Uhr 21, noch 5 Minuten bis zum Spurläufer. Die Spurläufer bitte bereithalten. Österreich und Deborah Hanne. Noch 2 Minuten bis zum Start. startet mit 5,52.
Nora Ahnen macht sich bereit. Im Wallcorner Nils Reich, Anfahrt zum Sunny. Sunny Corner.
Melanie und Mara.
Abstand die schnellste. Ohne im Ziel in 1-0.
Hallo, liebe Grüße.
Bahn ist frei. Baby gestartet. Startzeit 95, die Startzeit.
Fourth race weekend of the BMW IBSF Bobsleigh and Skeleton World Cup, and we return as we do every year to the birthplace of the sport. For more than 125 years they've been sliding from the town of Moritz down the valley to Celerina, and in the same tracks used by five-man sleds, mixed sleds and everything else, we continue to race on a hand-built glorious track. It's the second and deciding heat of our women's bobsleigh competition. Up next, Martin Haven, Mikael Pachanu watching the action, and a tight battle. Switzerland's Melanie Hassler in third place.
Yeah, she had a very good run. She was just flying, and her skills on this track gave the answer. And we will see if she can remain there, but the gap looks pretty big, and I think she's gonna look even to climb up one more spot.
Well, the battle in front of her is very tight indeed. 600ths of a second cover the top two. Lauren Alter crashed out at the Women's World Championship here last year, won the Monobob Worlds, but she and Nella Skuten are in second place.
Yeah, and she still had some mistakes on the track, so there is a lot of place for improvement.
Still looking a little nervous, but no nerves at all for Lisa Buchwitz with Lauren Siebert behind her for the first time. She is absolutely driving up a storm, fastest start, and she has a slender lead. Well, Buchwitz, 3 gold medals in Innsbruck. She won the Monobob yesterday. She cannot stop winning at the moment, but look how close it is with Lauren Alter. Melanie Hassler sort of on her own in third ahead of Margot Bock. And then Katy Beil, great drive from the Austrian with a first time ever great woman behind her. Brianna Walker, 6th, just ahead of Kim Kalicki, who may be sitting in this race after injuring herself. And then a 3-way tie for 8th. So there are
very interesting battles. Yeah.
And look, Wyszewski, Apia, Ribby, 3 sleds, 300ths of a second. It's going to be entertaining stuff.
Yeah, a lot of places can change there, and it's going to be a very interesting battle there for top 6. Everything is super close.
First time viewers might be thinking, what, they're warming up in a garage? This is luxury. Normally it's an icy car park, isn't it?
Yeah, this garage, like, it allows you to run without slipping, you know, and it's just super difficult to warm up at -17 on ice on the ground. So this garage is a very good opportunity. It's still super cold, but at least you can run.
At least it's dry.
Yeah, without getting injured or.
Yeah. Otherwise, if it's snowing outside, you're running in the snow. Exactly right. Now, newcomer Lauren Brodowski and Kelly van Petegem. There are first 2 sleds off. Then Georgeta Popescu, the youth Olympic champion on this track 4 years ago. She'll go 3rd for Romania. Just ahead of her, the woman who she beat, the silver medalist 4 years ago, Wiktoria Cienanska. And Lisa Buchwitz will be last off. Race 4 of the BMW IBSF Women's Bobsleigh World Cup in historic St. Moritz. And for Lauren Brodowski, a first ever World Cup start. The debutante from the US, 26 years of age, with Jasmine Jones behind her. Jazz raced last year in the World Championships, pushing Nicole Vogt. This is Jasmine's 8th World Cup race.
Yeah, it's not happening too often to have a brake woman more experienced than the driver. That's not a little check with the runners, and this kid gonna cost a lot. But her push 5:57. That's way better than the first run.
Well, you can imagine the nerves, can't you? Can you imagine the first time you came to the line in the World Cup with your skeleton sled? You probably pushed faster in the second heat.
Yeah, can be possible. It's normal. But this is a very huge difference. It can be also because of the temperature. She was first also the hill. There were probably -15.
Yeah, and that was an hour and a half ago. You're absolutely right. So it will be less frosty, less sticky. Nice exit out of Horseshoe. Very quiet down into Telephone and Shamrock. This is good stuff. 104 kilometers an hour in the forest.
Yeah, she's accelerating, and her run is looking also a little bit better. Still some taps here, but not they are not costing that much. The sled is remaining straight, and also her speed, it's almost 3 kilometers per hour faster than the first run, and also her time, it's 1 second faster.
Yeah, 109.51 to 110.63. Well, fantastic improvement. Some of that will be the track. Yesterday in the Monobob, we saw maybe half a second of improvement from most athletes. So, yeah, maybe 3 or 4 tenths of that would have been track, but...
Yeah, that shows the excitement in the potential.
Well, that's the start, 5:57. Jasmine will be super stoked with that, but Lauren has to do her part as well. Down here into the quick corners, whipping through these turns. Yeah. Only a couple of tiny touches. It's a really nice drive.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that 5:57 in fourth round is going to be a 3rd start time, I think, and that's yeah, they have potential. So that's amazing for the pilot, for this rookie in the World Cup.
And that's the 12th fastest run so far. Next up, Kelly van Petegem and Dora de Hasselaer. Both of them were brake women for Anne van Nieuwenhuis, who is now coaching them. And Kelly, the Europe Cup points leader in Monobob, third in Europe Cup in women's bobsleigh.
She needs also a very good run to keep her place there, because Lauren did an amazing run, 580. She is also pushing 700 faster, so I guess we're gonna see a new start record pretty soon.
I think you're right. 53.6 kilometers an hour, so a little better velocity than Lauren, but she's lost her first heat advantage already.
There is a tie. It's gonna be super close. Kelly needs also a very good run.
Kelly,
there we go.
First time racing here in St. Moritz.
A little bit of drift there, that's gonna cost, and a little bit too early the entry in Dixon. But her horseshoe line looks, that hit gonna cost her a lot. Yeah.
I'm sure she's going to stay here next week for the Junior Worlds as well. 102.5 kilometers an hour, second quickest to Brachowski.
Yeah, the speed is gone after that massive hit out of horseshoe, so probably she's gonna be behind.
Yeah, she takes a tap out of Sachs as well. Better speed, it's going to be very close. You can pick up a lot at the bottom, 300 back. Wow. Well, that's now then, again, something very different from Lawrence Brzezowski. It's exactly as she did yesterday. She stays in the leaders box. And again, Michal, as you know, no other level of racing is there such a thing as a leaders box. You finish, you clear off.
Yeah, exactly. That's special about World Cup. Like, you have new experience, new everything is new. Like it.
Big height.
Yeah, the line was looking actually really good, but her steering looks a bit too late, and that's why she remains on the curve too much, and the hit there, boom.
Yeah, brought it down hard into telephone. It's a shame because the idea was good. She had great height, but she did just bring it a little early down into telephone.
Yeah, that costs like at least 2 kilometers per hour there.
Next up, Georgeta Popescu, Youth Olympic Champion 2020 on this track. Antonia Sabu, her brake woman, also drove in those Youth Olympic Games. And then joining up with Georgeta to form this duo. And again, I'm sure they'll be staying here next week for the Junior Worlds. 6 dead. That's a little slower than their first start.
It's this first team which is pushing slower in the second run. Probably that's not what they wanted. Georgeta has the skill, has the driving skills which is needed for this track, but her push is not the best one. So let's see if she can remain there. She can maintain that place there. She's pretty close there. She's keeping it straight, and that's most important to get speed till you enter in horseshoe.
One of the great things about this is you can tell the drivers make mistakes with your eyes closed, because you can hear a good exit. That was absolutely flawless.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, and she's maintaining that small difference, but it's getting even smaller.
Very close.
200s.
Little skid into Sachs, into
little
lead.
tap there. It's gonna be super close.
Yeah, she's in the green. Has she got enough speed to get there? This could be Georgeta Popescu taking the lead, and she does. 109.98, not as fast as Lauren Brzezowski's second heat, but it's both heats that count.
Yeah, it's important for them that they maintain that place, and she finished this week of World Cup with a very good run, and that's very important for next week.
Yep. It gives her the confidence, and she'll have track knowledge going into Junior Worlds. Big height there on the exit of Shamrock, and just rattled into Devil's Dyke. Yeah. And the speed you're doing here, you know, 120, 130 kilometers an hour, it covers a lot of ground between corners very quickly. There you go, Georgeta Popescu and Antonia Sabu, our new race leaders. Congratulations, ladies. They move into the leaders box as we wait Victoria Chananska, the silver medalist in youth monobob in the Youth Olympic Games 2020.
If I'm not wrong, she was the fastest sled in the horseshoe first run.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
let's see what
speed.
she can do now, if she can maintain that advantage. She has 4 tenths, so should be enough to keep her spot.
And they also started nearly a tenth quicker than their Romanian rivals. They'll need to match that as well.
Let's see if they can push faster also.
Load together. So Lucia Makrosova,
Oh, no.
the brake woman,
Whoa.
gets in the same time. 5.93, that is a little bit side. The brake woman may be getting in earlier there, 5.92.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, little drift there, but she managed it well.
She still adds 8 tenths to her advantage over current leader Georgeta Popescu, and that now out to 48 hundredths. Out of Snake 1 and 2 and into Sunny Corner.
On this long track, a little mistake in the wrong place can cost you, so it's still not enough. Let's see how she's managing to do horseshoe. Little tap, not too bad, but it may be enough. And again, look at her speed.
Yeah, excellent speed. 105.8, 1 kilometre, nearly 2 kilometres quicker than the next quickest sled so far. This is absolutely flying, Victoria Jananska.
She's having a very good run. And she has some amazing driving skill for sure. 139.4.
And this is only, and again,
yeah.
it shows you how much quicker the track actually is, because we only had one sled over 140 in the first heat, 109.67.
So actually it's 100 slower than the
Yeah.
first run, but she
the
had...
speeds are high.
Yeah, and she had the 600 slower start, so...
Yeah. Well, that again, you know, Lauren Brzezowski of the USA, we saw her improve by over a second, and that's probably a nervous first drive. Victoria raced here in the World Champs, so she does at least have that big race day experience of St. Moritz.
I don't know what's her World Cup best results into woman, but...
2 9th place finishes, actually, so
Okay.
she's not going to match that, but she was 14th in the Worlds. She would like at least to get to there.
But it seems that she did everything that she could, and she
Yeah.
put 2 good runs.
Well, we've got a really tight battle here. She was only 800ths behind Bianca Ribby, who is only 100th behind Cynthia Appia, who's up next, and only 200ths behind Linda Wyszewski of Poland, who's the 3rd sled in the queue. So this could be a little bit of change around. Bianca Ribby, as ever, with Niamh Hockey behind her. They have been
I'm expecting a better start for them too.
5.71 first heat.
5.65, much better, and she managed it pretty well. Even if she got a tap there after King 1, she keep it straight, and look, best velocity, and that's most important on those very long straight lines.
Yeah, you can see the runner marks left in the track. The rest of it pretty frosty, so as the day warms up, less frost, less for the metal to stick to as you go over it. 6400ths up. Big advantage over Victoria Jananska.
But here is coming the most important part of the track, and let's see how she's managing it. A little hit there.
Quite the hit into
But the
telephone.
speed is not gone too much, so should be enough to...
Oh, no.
Oh, little
She's
tap there.
late everywhere here, isn't she?
Yeah, she lost. If you lose here the rhythm with the track, then you can mess up all the curves.
Yeah.
But she managed it pretty well here.
Clean out of sacks. But she's 1.4 kilometers an hour down.
And should be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comfortable advantage, 109.07, so half a second quicker.
Then for her first run, yeah. So she did, yeah, she challenged herself, and she did a much better run, and that's most important.
But below Horseshoe, late into Telephone, late into Shamrock, hit Devil's Dyke, fell off the back of that into Nameless and Tree. It was an untidy run down the bottom of the track. Here we are. This is the view of Telephone. Just hits the wall before she even gets to the turn. Misses Telephone completely. Out of Devil's Dyke. Rattles into Nameless. So Rocket Ribby and Niamh Hockey.
I'm betting now on a very good run from Cynthia. She still managed a pretty decent time with a very big mistake there in Horseshoe. If she can manage that, she's gonna climb a lot of spots.
All right, let's see what she's got. Cynthia Appia with Leah Walkenden behind her. Again, this duo raced together a lot. So they have that rhythm and feel of how the other will respond.
And they have just 100th of the second difference from their teammates, so it's going to be interesting to see. 5:67.
Not as quick as their first start.
That's a bit slower, yeah.
But better velocity than anybody we've seen so far. But again, the gap was so tiny, just 100 ahead of Bianca Ribbi. Now she draws back level. We're going to see her go into the green by Sunny. No, hasn't made it yet.
She is starting to lose a little bit, so let's see. Here is very important. Come on.
It's a nice high line dive out.
Better.
Again,
got a hit there.
Hard hit.
A little drift, second best speed. Doesn't look like Cynthia is too friendly with this track this week.
She's smoother here than Bianca Ribbi was, and that may pay off. There's about another 400 meters to the line. Has she got enough speed? She was only 100th up. I don't think she's going to do it. Across the line. No, 1600's back. So Bianca Ribbi on the left, Niamh Hockey on the right, stay in the leader's box. Lyndon Rush and Justin Cripps, the coaching crew.
She still had a better time at first run, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, didn't find a half-second improvement that her teammate did.
I'm sure she's disappointed. She can do way better than that. But it wasn't such a good week for her, and yeah, there is place for improvement.
Well, Bianca Ribbi, 13th in the World Champs. That's her best result here. She leads with 13 to go. Cynthia Appiah's best result here, a 7th place finish, so she's definitely not matched that today. There's Sin. Yeah, she'll be wanting to leave, I think, in a bit of a hurry. Not her best week. Now, for Poland, Linda Wieszewski with Marika Tandeka behind her. Linda finished, well, the two of them finished 16th in the World Championships just 12 months ago. 13th place now. 300s their advantage over Bianca Ribbi. And they are only 600s out of 12.
Another tie battle, and she is very, very close for her Worldcup best result in 2 women, so she needs to maintain it. But yesterday she had also a very good run, first good run in mono. At second she messed it up a little bit, so let's see if she can.
In fact, even if she slips a spot behind Bianca Ribbi, it will equal her World Cup best, but nobody wants to slip back in the second heat.
5:69, a fast 200 faster start, and the sled is remaining straight, and she has best velocity, so till now things are going very well.
Yep. Only 300s ahead of the Canadian after the first of the 2 heats. 100th is the deficit. She's lost nothing else. The sun's starting to come onto the track. There are lots of big canvas shades to stop Sunny there getting the sun. Otherwise, it would stop being ice and become ice cream, which is less than ideal.
Pretty decent line, a bit skiddy.
In the green at Horseshoe.
Was looking good.
And unlike the Canadian, she didn't hit hard into Telephone. Little tap into Devil's Dyke, but this is a slightly quicker run than Bianca Ribbi.
Yeah, I think she had enough 800 there. She's going faster and faster, so she can maintain that place there.
Top speeds all the way down, apart from the start clock, are still those of Victoria Tynanska.
Not the fastest speed here in the little heat. It's going to be super
very close. Oh, hangs on by 800s. That is her career best World Cup start, World Cup race.
Good job, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only her 3rd World Cup race, but it is still a PB, and that's exactly what you look for. And as an athlete, Mihai, you look at what you've done before, and you always want to be better than you were.
Of course, yeah. Of course, every race you want to make a progress for yourself and grow more in the standings. And when you don't do that, then it's coming the disappointment, and yeah, that's making the difference.
Yeah. Constant progress, chipping away at it, and Linda Wieszewski and Marika Tandeka.
They did a very good run, and I think they may have a chance to climb one more spot, maybe.
Yep. They were only 600s behind the next sled, so it is a very tight battle. That was the bump onto Devil's Dyke, but they hold a top 13 spot, could convert it into top 12. Let's see what happens with Wai Mingming and Wang Chuan. These two raced in the World Championships together to 10th place.
Yeah, they had a much better first run than yesterday's race, where it was a big disputed little hit there, and she maintained it. You can see here the difference in mono. Probably we could see a lot of skidding, but just because the way the sled is remaining usually there where you hit.
1300s up, they found a bit more at the start, an extra 400ths of a second compared to their first getaway.
So they had also a much better start, and little tap before Sunny that won't help, that's gonna kill her speed a little bit.
To Nash and Dixon.
It was perfect.
Straight down the middle into Horseshoe, not a high line.
But a good
clean one.
exit, yeah, but she drove it a little bit too much, and those hits won't help. It's going to be very, very close.
It is going to be close, isn't it? Any more mistakes in the forest, she's in trouble.
First speed, fastest speed at all till now.
Again, another tap. Tree to leap, and a tap in sacks. Should have enough. She's got the best speed. Should have enough for the lead over Linda Wierzchewski, and across the line, a quarter of a second. So the Poles leave the leader's box. The Chinese will move
almost 6/10 faster than her first run. So Wai Mingming did a very good run.
That is the 4th fastest run of the day so far. Not of the second heat, of the entire day so far. Only the top 3 were inside 108.83 this morning.
She's gonna put a lot of pressure now on Andrea. She is up to the next one. Like she needs a good run, and her push was much better.
Her push was better, yeah. We're talking a big improvement, 400ths of a second. Any improvement is an improvement, but you know, 400ths of a second is hard to measure, isn't it? Andrea Greco of Romania then, with her long-time brakewoman Teodora Vlad.
On Andrea, main focus this season, it's on her mono European champs and world champs, whether she wants to win a medal, and that would mean a lot for her career.
She's eventually now too old to become junior world champion again. I mean, it seems like she's been going to the junior worlds for about a decade, but maybe not quite that. All right, 5:74 in the first heat. Let's see what they can produce here. In and down.
71, a little bit faster too, but a little drift, and this tap won't help, and that's why she has the 5th velocity. Teodora jump wasn't so smooth also, so I don't know, maybe there is something.
Drops behind by 700ths of a second, off a slightly quicker start.
She needs to find something on the track, otherwise she can fall 2 places. It's a bit too much now to 110 already in the Sunny. Let's see. Good line still now, straight to the middle in the Horseshoe.
Yeah, good height.
And nice exit, but speed is gone. Speed is gone on the ship. Oh no, she's gonna fall.
When you look at a nice smooth run like this and the speed isn't where you think it should be, you wonder, okay, did they have to steer a bit too much without hitting? Or is the runner choice not quite what you need for the weather?
Yeah, I think she's fighting there already with Linda for, let's see, second or
second
third.
At the line.
Second.
Yeah, second at the line, but she loses a spot.
109.11, yeah.
Yeah, she moves up.
She had the smallest improvement between the runs, just 2/10. On any other track, that would be a lot, but here seems it's not enough.
That's almost going backwards. Wai's best result here, a 10th place finish. She's almost on target.
Oh yeah, her hands slipped a little bit from the push bar.
So it could have been a faster start still. They took an extra 300ths out of it. Here's Horseshoe.
It seems a very, very good line, but maybe she overdrive it a little bit because the speed wasn't there, but exit looks nice too.
Exit was good.
That's how it should look for sure, but she knows better what she did there.
Hello, Mihai.
Hello, hello.
Okay, Wai Mingming leads from Andrea Greco and Linda Wierzchewski. We've had 9 sleds down. We've got 10 to go here in St. Moritz. Race 3 of the Women's Bobsleigh World Cup season. So this is a very different track from anywhere we go, and the location is absolutely stunning, isn't it? I mean, there's something about this place, the way it feels, the ambience of it, but also I think everybody's so aware of the history of it. You know people have been doing the same thing you're doing for over 100 years. I mean, it's an astonishing place to come.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely one of the best places in the tour, and everyone is excited to come here. Like, you don't have a real reason why you wouldn't want to slide here. Like, track isn't that hard, isn't putting you in danger. It's a joy to ride it, and the surroundings are just stunning.
And it's one of those places, like maybe Wimbledon or somewhere, that people who don't really know the sport still know the name.
Exactly, and all the people around there, they are always curious to find out what's there, and that's good also for our sport to promote it somehow.
Yeah. And there's still question as to where the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Games are. Well, they've had the games here in 1928 and in 1948. To have it here, can you imagine what an Olympic bobsled or skeleton race would look like on TV, outside? You know, the last 3 or 4 tracks we've seen effectively are indoor tracks, covered all the way around, protected from the weather. But, you know, with the sunshine here, 300 days of sunshine, everybody's in a good mood every day.
Yeah, that could be for sure something different. But from what I know from our family sliders, everyone is still wishing to have the Olympics in Italy.
Yeah. Well, Cortina was always such a fabulous place to race before your time, but it was a fabulous place to race. And as soon as they won the bid, I thought, oh, that's fantastic. Love to go back to Cortina. But we'll wait and see what time and fate brings us for the 26 games. St. Moritz in Switzerland, race 3 of the BMW IBSF Women's Bobsleigh World Cup. 9 sleds down, China's Wai Mingming leads. Final 10 to go. China's Ying Qing and Tan Yingqi are at the line.
And here starts a very tight battle for top 6. And yep, let's see.
Yeah, tight is right, because we have our next 3 sleds tied on identical times. 575 getaway, they lose a couple of hundreds.
Yeah, that's not gonna help. So let's see, it's a little fight here between 2 Chinese sleds. So let's see who is more constant to put up a good result.
We had 3 sleds tied to the 100th, and as you said, Wai Mingming was only 5 hundredths behind them, so it's going to be a bit of a scramble.
And it's a very important run for Ying, because she's just 12 hundredths from 6th place, so that's very important for her to do a good run and put pressure on the other athletes. And her horseshoe line looks very, very good. Her speed is 3rd fastest speed, so
not too bad.
So let's see if she can manage it.
She had 500s in hand after the first heat. She's only got 700s now. Wai was fastest of all at the bottom, so Ying Qing needs to be super clean.
Oh. She may be enough.
Is it enough?
Let's see.
This could be a tie. It's not. She just has enough. 500s, the exact same time. She had the same margin. So she comes down 108.94.
And that run would put her on 4th place in 4th run.
Yep.
But even if it was enough to beat her teammate, I don't think it's going to be enough to climb one more spot. Let's see.
Well, again, let's see. I mean, the track is quicker, it's slicker, and you've got to adapt, haven't you? And again, as a driver, when you're on a skeleton sled, it feels different. You've got to somehow judge how different it's going to be before you get to the corners.
Exactly. And when you are so close to a good result, you just cannot wait to arrive to the finish line faster, and that sometimes can kill your time.
Yeah, overcompensating or too much excitement. You've got to have the adrenaline, you've got to have your brain firing as fast as possible, but you don't want to hustle the sled.
Now that American tie, let's see who's going to win, the rookie or the experience.
Yep, Alana Myers-Taylor, a 4-time Olympic medalist in women's bobsleigh, her 90th World Cup race. She's got Emily Renner behind her. Emily was here in the World Championships pushing for Riley Compton.
Yeah, it's good to see Emily being like in the first team in the World Cup, winning her places. there and to push Alana, it's probably
hundreds quicker. You saw Alana concentrated on the first corner, then brought down the driver's push bar. Corner more important than push bar, don't panic.
Exactly, that's the experience about, because she could close the push bar before, but if she could mess and drift there after King 1, then everything gets gone.
Well, she was tied with our current leader, Ying Qing. She's now at nearly a third of a second up. She needs a smooth run. This is a track where she's had 4 consecutive wins.
Still not the best line what she is wishing. Oh, she doesn't have speed. I don't think it's gonna be enough. So let's see what's gonna happen here.
She was super smooth yesterday in the mono as well.
Another tap is not the run she wished. She had a very good top part, but down part it's a bit of a mess.
She should have enough to take the lead from Ying Qing. Whether she'll move up to the top 6 or not remains to be seen. Across the line, 108.71.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good run.
62 hundredths quicker than her first heat. She shakes her head again. Too many taps and errors creeping in. Finished 4th yesterday in the Monobob. This is a track that really she loves. She's won here many times. She and her husband, Nick Taylor, he proposed to her in the World Championships in 2013 at this track at the prize-giving ceremony. So there's a lot of emotion with this track, and all of it good. But that little tap going into Horseshoe, that bit of ice that sticks out of the wall, it's caught a lot of drivers.
Yeah, probably she's gonna be a bit disappointed about her lines. Definitely she tried something different in Horseshoe and she still didn't manage it that well.
Yeah. But she's on tour here with the team, but with her 2 kids as well.
But she has too much experience to be disappointed and to let it down.
She's always disappointed if she doesn't get what she's aiming for. And that's what the athlete is. Keisha Love, tied with her as well. Keisha in her first World Cup season as a driver. In the World Championships last year, she was the bronze medalist in women's bobsleigh. As a brakewoman for Kaylee Humphries on her own merit, she's now racing here in St. Moritz.
5:52.
Good start.
And that's it.
That is
start record.
New start record.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Record. It came
no,
fast.
5:51 in the first heat from Kim Kalicki. So.
Okay, so she was close, but velocity, it was amazing, and she had 1:10.5 already advantage.
Listen, if you're ahead of your teammate Alana Myers-Taylor, you know you are doing a good job, especially on this track. It's probably Alana's happiest of happy places, extending her advantage to 1400s. Now it comes down a little, but clean into Horseshoe. Listen.
Nice exit.
Beautiful exit.
Smooth and nice, and first speed, fastest speed at all. And she is just 2/10 from the 5th place, so this can be a very, very good run.
Well, look, she's a great athlete, but she clearly learns really fast. She never makes the same mistake twice. Keisha Love, 2300s up. Best speed, not quite. But this will be a comfortable lead over Alana Myers-Taylor. She has the lead. 108.52, new track record for Keisha Love.
Yeah.
Now,
track record,
we may see
definitely
faster, but that is quicker than anybody so far.
Yeah, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the next sled, and now I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen with Kim Kalicki, if she's gonna sit in the sled or if she's gonna push.
Well, Keisha there and Azaria Hill having a great time. I'm going to be joined this afternoon by another young US pilot, Sylvia Hoffman, another who's converted from the back seat to the front. So we'll get her thoughts on this race. I'm sure she is trackside watching very intently.
She had a beautiful line. She's very high, and her exit was so smooth and quiet.
Look how little steering she's doing there, but the timing is everything, isn't it?
And that's the answer of her best speed there.
Like John Morgan always used to say, it's not the one who steers the most, it's the one who steers the least. Well, here's Kim Kalicki.
So she's gonna push.
She is gonna push. Well, she had a hamstring problem in Innsbruck after the first Monobob race, scrubbed the rest of the weekend.
She's pushing.
She's jogging off. All right, so she's trying to give Leonie Fiebig something. And this is probably going to be the end of Leonie Fiebig's phenomenal podium streak. Oh dear.
Yeah, unfortunately she can't fight for medals here. That injury sucks, and yeah, she is unlucky. But the question is, let's see how many spots she's gonna fall down.
Well, Leonie Phoebe, the brake woman, 17 consecutive World Cup podiums, and she was the world champion last year with Kim Kilicki. But this, I'm afraid, as you said, it's going to be a question of how far they fall. Why are they doing it? Because World Cup points all count towards where you start in the World Championships, and in Winterberg, unlike here, that's going to be very important.
Exactly.
Particularly if it's damp, which
Exactly. So I'm supposing she's gonna take some.
All right.
She has the best
Sixth fastest start. She drifted out to 9th on the splits, but this could be a top 5 run.
51.1. Whoa.
She can't run, but she can still drive, Kim Kilicki. That is a great
Just one spot.
drive. 108.78. Still half a second quicker than her first run, and she jogged off.
And she was 4/10 slower to start, so she really did everything she could. She was just flying. It's
halfway down the run, coming up to Horseshoe, she was 67 hundredths behind. She comes in 17 hundredths back. That is a brilliant drive.
Yeah, what I think in her mind now is just to recover and be in shape for World Champs. And I'm not sure if we're gonna see her in next World Cups.
Again, when we get to Lillehammer in 2 weeks, if she has to jog off, she'll suck it up and do it. She needs the points. Home Worlds in Winterberg, she does not want to be in the middle of the field. And that right hamstring is the issue for her. She is no worse now than 8th place, Kim Kilicki. That's astonishing. So 6 to go. Here's Brianna Walker, her first World Cup medal in St. Moritz yesterday with a bronze medal in the mono. Let's see what she and Kira Rodingas can produce. Again, this is a tight battle.
Yeah, it starts the fight for the medals now. And 5:56, that's 300s faster, and she had a very clean exit of King 1, but velocity isn't the best till now.
Well, Keisha Love was the quickest there. She's only 0.2 of a kilometre an hour behind. 400s is the advantage. She matched the improvement that Keisha Love and Azaria Hill produced at the start by slicing 300s out of it. Now she creeps another 100th in front.
Very nice lines. She's driving very. Whoa, that was a very nice, again a very nice exit, but maybe she overdrive it. Her speed isn't the best.
Kim Kilicki was quickest through the forest. Keisha Love was very close. She has a slender advantage.
A little tap in 6th best speed. She's gonna be very, very close. It's just 800 advantage.
Oh, this could be super close at the line.
That's not gonna help.
I think Keisha Love might just have enough. No, she doesn't. 108.51. It's Brianna Walker who has the lead. And that is another new track record.
Just by 100.
By 100, that'll do it.
And she kept her place, and that means it's gonna be a top 6 for
At
Brianna.
least a top 6, yeah. Girls laughing their heads off. This place has that effect. It's not just the altitude that leaves you completely breathless when you push the sled. Nice load. Look the way they drop in together.
Yeah, that can help sometimes with the velocity of the sled.
And that shows the strength of Brianna as a driver, that she's running it long as the brake woman does.
Yep.
So
she did a good race. She did a good race, and she won't be worse than 6.
yeah, Brianna Walker leads from Keisha Love and Kim Kilicki. 5 sleds to go here in St. Moritz.
Now here.
What a day for Kati Beil of Austria, a first-time brake woman. Sandra Fuss behind her has never started an official any official bobsleigh race, and they were 5th. 5.75.
Very big skid, and
Keeps the handle out.
Finally, she closed it. Oh, 14 best velocity. Come on, Kati, you need to do a very good run. She is very close to a very good result, but that skid didn't help, and she was already 4/10, and she didn't even passed to a quarter of the track.
Fourth on the splits at the moment. Brianna Walker leads for Australia. Katy Bile first couple of weekends back on ice. She raced in Innsbruck, her first race of the season. This is her second.
Very nice lines. Let's see the speed now. Third best speed. She's coming, but I'm not sure if she has enough track to catch Brianna.
The gap's still growing. That mistake early on is going to cost her second best speed. She's not going to catch Brianna Walker. She won't be ahead of Keisha Love.
She may fall behind Yinking also.
Yeah.
This run.
This is going to be a 6th or 7th place at the line. Fifth place at the line.
It's a draw with Yinking.
So 109.13 in the first heat, 109.14 in the second.
So she won't be worse than 9, I guess.
Yep.
And that's still a very good result, but I'm sure that she's disappointed because she could do a little bit better in this second run.
Her best ever result here, in fact, 7th place in 2020. So the first heat was looking very promising, and then drifted away a little in the second. So watch the load. Sandra, her brand new brakewoman, starting her first ever race, but
the sled remained straight, but probably here something happened.
Yeah, she just got a little too much of the first corner, and that double tap and skid. And that's sometimes all it takes, one error like that, and even with 1,700 meters of ice, it's hard to make it back. Now then, what about this young woman? This is Margot Bock with Talia Solitude.
Very close for an amazing result.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting her after her run to be on 4th place at the end of the heat, so she's surprised for sure, but she need to mention it.
Her best ever World Cup result, 5th place in Sigulda. That will not have been as strong a field as this, it rarely is. 5th in the World Championships, though.
564, 200 faster.
That's good. I mean, Carla Seneschal, who is normally in with her, Talia Solitude is normally the spare, but she's pushing really nicely. And if Margot can drive the way she did in the first heat, this will be absolutely her best.
Yeah, she has a
World Cup
very competitive result. And normally, with the same run as first one, she will fight even for a medal here. So let's see, she has 500. Lines are looking good. A bit late
into Dixon.
Bit late entering Dixon and Horseshoe.
That's going to take speed
Nice
up, but a great exit. Still with a slender lead over Brianna Walker and the best speed in the forest.
She's coming, she's coming. She should mention it.
Tied with Keisha Love for speed. Quicker than anybody now. Kim Kilicki was 1:17.9 there. Margot Bock, her best ever World Cup drive today in St. Moritz, the historic birthplace of the sport. She will be no worse than 4th. She's still in the sled.
Oh, track record.
Wow, huge track record, 1:08.46.
And they maintain that 4th place. This is absolutely amazing for her.
Well, you saw Bruno Mijon in the red jacket, Max Robert in the blue celebrating. They know what they've done. And for Talia, the spare brakewoman, to help her to that start that helps her to their best ever result, that's really important. It's really important when your spare brake people get into the sled that they're able to produce, because that gives them
and
the commitment to carry on.
Yeah, that's when all the team is growing, because there is some competitions between each other, and she did it. She did a very nice run. She deserved it, and her push was very competitive.
And for Talia there on the left, all the weekend she spent just humping the sleds around and supporting Carla and Margot to come in here and step up and race and be part of that big result. That's really important.
It's like a release when you compete after a while. And
So Mel Hasler, Mara Morell, bronze medal here in her first season driving. Can she do it again? 5:55, that's a big start. They knew they needed something.
And best velocity and perfect lines here on those long straight lines.
And look how low she sits. Look, she's craning to see over the sled.
Normally, Melanie, it's pretty sure about her 3rd place. Margot, it's he has a pretty big advantage, and Laura Arnold is pretty far too. But everything can happen. She has to do a good run, and she play her chance.
Well, we see even the best soccer players miss a penalty. We see even the best ice skaters fall on their backside. Anything can happen on sheet ice. 106.7, best speed of all.
And 5/10 of the second advantage. That's a massive run for Melanie, and she's gonna put a lot of pressure on Laura.
Yeah, Laura Nolte still thinking about horseshoe, but this is a great run from Melanie Hassler. The bronze medal at least will go her way. This is hugely well deserved. What a big track record.
Whoa, that's impressive. Yeah, that's impressive, and it's not so sure that German's gonna maintain their
That
pace.
is 63 hundredths better than her first heat. That is insane. But I think probably watching a TV set somewhere, Nadia Pasternak is going absolutely mental, and so she should. With Nadia behind her, she took her first bronze medal in the World Cup on this track. Looks like she's going to do it here with Mara Morel. But you're right about the pressure. Laura Nolte already a little nervous about this track, about horseshoe. No nerves from that woman. Guaranteed at least a bronze. Now she's going to be watching with very great interest. I have to say, I don't remember Laura Nolte looking nervous anywhere. She's looked nervous all week. That is not the look that we're going to see from Lisa Buchwitz when she comes to the line.
Let's see if those 210s are going to be enough.
2100s up with Naila Skelton. This is our world champion, our Olympic champion.
5:53, 500s faster. That's going to help a lot. Now there is the big battle, because but just 5th velocity. That's not so good.
Very skiddy out of the little first dink.
She may have two options: or she's doing a bad run and she's gonna lose the spot to Melanie Hassler, or she's doing a very good one and she can catch Lisa.
Yeah, only 600ths off the lead. Laura Nolte is a great driver and a fierce competitor. Where is the margin? She's creeping away from Melanie Hassler. Down to her nemesis, horseshoe. She needs good height. She's got it. Oh, hits hard into telephone.
That's gonna cost, and it's 11 speed. Oh, that's gonna cost a lot. Melanie has, I think, almost 3 kilometers per hour faster than her, and look, she already lost 2/10.
Yeah,
it's gonna be super close.
2 kilometers an hour slower. She's smooth in the forest, needs to avoid the walls. Taps going into Martineau.
I think it should be enough.
She should have enough to take the lead with 1 to go. And across the line she does. Brand new track record, 1:08 dead. And that pretty much means that Lisa Buchwitz and Lauren Siebert need a new track record to win the gold. Well, she crashed out of the World Championships in horseshoe. It has been bugging her all week long. Now, look, there's the little smile back on her face. She and Naila Skelton, they shared that pain together, mental as well as physical. And Naila gets in the sled, puts 100% trust in her driver.
Yeah, she win a battle here.
Well, and Naila, when she gets hit against telephone, she knows, okay, we're out of horseshoe.
Yeah.
That's the key. And from now on, she's got it. Well, Melanie Hassler there offering her congratulations. Now, what about Lisa Buchwitz? She's had 4 race wins in a row, 3 in Monobob, and the women's bobsleigh in Innsbruck as well. Can she and Lauren Siebert take victory here in St. Moritz? Lauren's got a very interesting way of loading into the set. 5:52, that's a big start from them.
Best velocity, and normally without a major mistake nothing can happen here, and she should win it. She had 800 and Laura did a big mistake there in horseshoe.
Well, again, let's just put this into perspective. Our World Championship silver medalist last year, and only her first year of official driving. In the Olympics in Beijing, she was still a brakewoman.
Perfect lining horse, very high and perfect line, and she has second best speed so far.
She is really driving in another world. One win last year, she just had 3 last month. One yesterday. This is her 5th consecutive gold medal in bobsled and monobob. Lisa Buchwitz doesn't have the best speed at the bottom. And
she lost!
She doesn't. 3 800s back.
She lost. How did it happen? I didn't expect that.
As I saw the time flash up, it's not a track record, it's not enough.
She didn't have a major mistake, and she had the best speed there. I don't know what happened exactly.
Right, a silver medal still for Lisa Buchwitz and Lauren Siebert. All right, we need to see where did the speed go away. She was leading as she came through the forest.
Her lining horse was very nice, very close to the roof, very high.
Good height, good acceleration out of there, but somewhere, bridge, tree, leap, sacks, it all went away. Oh, tears from Lauren Alter. All right, a little bit of disappointment, I think, for Lisa Buchwitz, but redemption from Lauren Alter and Nele Schouten. They win here in St. Moritz, where last year they crashed out of contention in the World Championships. Tears in both their eyes. This is definitely an emotional moment for them both. Yeah, you can see the relief, can't you, in Laura's face? Well, behind all the way down to the final corner, and then suddenly it disappeared for Lisa Buchwitz. That big hit out of telephone, or into telephone, looked like it might have cost them gold. There was only ever 600ths of a second in it. Lauren Alter put down another good run.
And another win.
And a win. And look what it meant. Just to get her brakewoman and herself down safely in 2 heats, and to eradicate the pain of last year. She wins by only 800ths of a second over Lisa Buchwitz, with Melanie Hassler 3rd, Margot Bock 4th, and Brianna Walker and Keisha Love rounding out the top half dozen.
Yeah, big shout out to Margot, who finished 4th, and Kim, who was able to remain there even if she barely pushed in the second run. And I think she could fight for gold with that second run. Was absolutely amazing with the normal start.
And Katy Bile, her best ever result here was 7th, 9th place after a first run that saw her in 5th. And congratulations to Lauren Brzezowski and Kelly van Pettigem on making their World Cup debuts, and also to Kelly's brakewoman Dora de Hasselaer. So World Cup debutantes both. And that is it for women's competition for a couple of weeks. They will be travelling next week. Junior Worlds are here. Some will stay for that. But in 2 weeks' time, the women's competitors will go to Lillehammer in Norway. The first World Cup race there since the '94 Winter Olympics. Cannot wait to get to the Norwegian track and see what it's all about. Well, thanks to Mihai for joining me for the commentary this morning. You had fun?
Yes, I had fun. Thank you a lot for the opportunity.
Well, at least you don't have to race this afternoon, but tomorrow, build-up for the Junior World starts. Lauren Alter is our World Cup points leader from Lisa Buchwitz and Kim Kilicki, with Mel Hassler, Bree Walker and Alana Myers-Taylor now just creeping in front of Keisha Love and Margot Bock. Well, we are 3 races into an 8-race season. Round 4, as I said, in 2 weeks' time in Lillehammer in Norway. Some will have pre-season knowledge of the track over the years. It's the first always to be iced, but there's a lot of people that will never have had a runs down at that track. So it's going to be a very interesting voyage of discovery for a lot of drivers. A number of them staying here, as we said, for the Junior Worlds next week. Another week in St. Moritz. Yeah, that's tough, isn't it? Until we rejoin with the 4-man competition this afternoon, which will be at 1300 CET, 1200 GMT, 7 AM Eastern. On behalf of Mihai Pachanu, Martin Haven and the IBSF TV crew, thanks for joining us. We'll see you then. Bye for now.